All right. So I'm gonna go over here and over there and oh, I forgot to fix this, so I should probably. I wonder if how badly this bothers OBS to do this right now. It could be like a major confusion, but for the small interface in FL Studio, I figured with my huge screen, I should change it to something smaller. Oh, what I click? God, I hope I didn't just click Inkscape. Yep. I missed. I'm a little bit crazy with my mouse today. Oh, gets sometimes confused. Like I find with multiple monitors, when your screen goes to sleep and comes back, like maybe one screen just like disappears, and then when the things come back, they're like shifted somehow. So you have to kind of stick things back every now and then. Like I just changed my resolution to probably be the reason that I'm having to do this, but let's see if we can stick this here. Yeah, there. Okay, so it should all be back to normal. Um, that I just rather just start it up again. It's that sound. Uh, yeah, got my headphones on now, so I can tell. So the first thing I need is well, let's have the sound output. I'm gonna choose BBC Orchestra, but I'm gonna need a couple of these actually. So the decision I'm thinking, I want this part labeled with what it is. The part my mouse is over here, so that I can, keep track of maybe like violins, etc., etc. So rather than do it and then look and then click and rename here, I'm just gonna clone this and then clone it again, and we'll say that would be violins, one for each of the so you've also got I don't really know what this one does on the violins actually. But turn the one, let's see, this is expression. Yeah, let's try turning this down. And this one over here is dynamics. So we can turn the dynamics down and the expression down. What's that sound like? And so I'm gonna mainly just try and let's see if how the piano roll velocity and what do we have? Note velocity, unsupported parameter, after touch release. Let's try and see if velocity is the dynamics. And also look at the range here. G4. C#8. So there's your range. Looks like 1, 2, not quite 3 octaves, maybe. What would we say this is? We need to go to G4 here. So we're just not, I mean, we would need to go all the way up to somewhere up here to have a full 1, 2. Oh, I was counting them wrong. 1 octave, 2 octaves, 3 octaves, not quite 4 octaves. But anyway, yeah, there's our low note. And anything below here, we could go and see how much room we have. Look, we might be able to fit a whole bunch of stuff down here. And hey, how did you get changed to this kind of? I thought it was on. So here's one with the dynamics way down. Oh, let's not have this. It doesn't sound like volume is doing anything. Velocity is doing anything. You have to do here. So right off the bat, that means that these 2 parameters, you may have to automate. We'll listen to this one too. I believe that's reverb. Yeah, that says reverb. When you drag the knob, you look up in the hint panel if you don't know what a parameter does. Hey, what do you hear? It does sound like... So the dynamics is the range. This is the amount that is applied. So it sounds like it does work on some of them, but maybe long is not very... Okay, let's try a different instrument. Let's silence 1, silence 2, long, full velocity, full dynamics. But now let's try staccato. Okay, so you do get dynamics everywhere, but long. So far, I'm going to assume pizzicato. Yeah. And then let's go to the violas. Those sound the same. Okay. And it's just... Okay. Let's assume. How low can the cellos go? Celli. C3. 2. A sharp 6. Okay. So anyway, I need to listen for my volume or velocity changes. No. We already checked this. Okay, so it looks like the BBC Symphony Orchestra doesn't come with a full it doesn't come responsive to velocity at all on long mode, but the staccato and spiccato and staccatissimo, I'm gonna assume that they all work. I don't need to go check all of them. Let's try it. Let's see, like flutes. Can someone... It would be kind of hard to play a flute quietly, wouldn't it? Let's listen to this. Okay, we're not going to respond on those notes. Control click the note to grab all of them. Let's go. C5 to C8. Okay, so let's go back to this like C5 here and hear the volume. 1. No. Huh. Okay. Well, it's good to know that you're not going to hear anything if you use your velocities while you're on the long mode. Individually per note or so. Like, you just have to control that over here for the whole section. And this will make it so that the differences are less, but it's not like turning it up and down the same as the other. Yeah. So a little bit of reverb is nice. Let's see what we got here. Ooh, this is horns. Where did I click? This is horns. Horns. And, oh, a harp. I have a good range on a harp. Let's test the harp flux. Yes. Okay, so your default harp pluck. What's the Celeste? Yeah, they have volume 2. Percussion. Let's try. Yeah. Okay. Tuned. What we got here? Tubular bells, marimba, xylophone, glockenspiel. Oh, swap here. Okay. The glockenspiel. I don't really want to test all of these here. I've never really checked it out. But and I noticed that it didn't always work. Aside from knowing that the notes need to be in the right range. Okay. Well, that's enough testing. So, testing the volumes at least. So we got 16 colors. We can have as many channels as we want here. And there, what I'm going to do is have Patcher going through. Okay, there's more. I'm going to bring tonespace into this, and so like it's kind of like easy or well, it's a hard setup, but it makes it like that writing it like if you as a template, it seems like it would be a good idea. So I'm testing the so I'm gonna label like let's just pick 3 or 4 things. Let's get one more. 4 things. I could go ahead and clone all like I could do it so a color went to a thing. Or I could just have the thing labeled here, control it with a patcher labeled same, and use colors to do something else. And so the something else, I'm thinking for extra complication, let's get rid of this sampler. And we'll label some stuff here. F2, violin, I'm gonna use capital violin 1. compressor. Oh, rename. F2. No. This thing. Do I want the spiccato and all that, or just string, like a massive, crazy string section with all this random music theory labeled and shit? Violin. Oh, and then there is, like, I mean, there's a lot of ways to sort stuff out. It's like, let's not do violins here. Let's do, who sounds good next? Violin, no, viola. Viola. V-I-O-L-A-1. There's two of those, right? Or, wait, one, two, no, viola and then cello. L. And I forgot the L here. And let's have violins too. Alright. Da, 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 da. So there's a string section starting out, and at some point we would want to clone maybe spiccato, pizzicato, da, 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 da. Groups. Let's add the violins to the viol. Should it be the strings? Yeah. Wait, what's this last guy over here? Well, I have one more. What should this be? 1, 2, 3, 4. Cello. Oh, basses. Is that basses? Yeah, I was forgetting basses. How can I forget basses? 4 things. Plus, you know, it's really 5 things. But you've got these 1 and 2 on the violins. So, next they have to actually do what they say. So, violins 1, L. Violins 2, L. Viola, L. Cello, L. Bass, L. Okay. So that's just 5 things, and that's only the L's. You also have others, but I'm going to just do the L's. So each one is really its own little thing. It's just going to be really repetitive. That's why it's ambitious. So that's strings for now. We'll give it a name like, it's a right click. Yeah, maybe that's how I'll do it. Choose my strings, and I'll get to choose what kind. So if I need to switch back and forth and just look at spiccato or pizzicato, do that here. Hey, wait a minute. These were guys supposed to be in that group. How do you, wait. I don't use groups much. Is there a add to that group, or put them in that group, or okay, Alt G, group strings. Oh, there. So we can go back to as well. We need to make some more. All. Let's add. We'll clone a base. L. So any of these number blahs. You can clone 2 at a time. Now we got 4. Let's look at the memory here. How much? I mean, I don't know. Like, if it's the same plugin, does it really load the same? Does it share the libraries and stuff? Maybe. So L, and this is a Rompler. So, you know, it's not like CPU intensive like a Serum. So all these 1, 2, 3 will be, what should they be? The woodwind type stuff. What do we need here? Stop. Piccolo, flute, oboe, clarinet, bassoon. I need 2 more. So clone 2 more. Alt C. and that gives me 5 more. So piccolo, can I remember that? I don't think I can. P-I-C-C-O-L-O. Did I get it right? P-I-C-C-O-L-O. Okay, piccolo, and they have L. I'm gonna do L. And this one, flutes, L. And the next one, elbow, L. And clarinet. And what? Bassoon. Everyone's favorite. Okay, so those are woodwind L. Alt G. I should color them that bluish color. Well, sure, okay. Can you pick it off the screen? Okay, unlock it, and then... Where's the screen picker? Do we have one? No. Oh, well. Seems like... No. Oops. Here. Gradient. There is a hotkey for gradient now, isn't there? Shift Alt C. Okay. That blue. Sort of. This way. It's pretty little blue. Let's say that maybe, okay, theirs is a little darker. But that's saturated too. Okay, so it's a little bit brighter. There. To what? How about one of our blue? The locked kind. Alright. Let's go do the strings. So it's pretty little green. Shift Alt C. Unlock it. Try to match the color. It's brighter. It's more yellow. Desaturated. That's pretty close. And then the last one, choose their version. Whoa. Well, like that. Like this. What's the difference between... Oh, okay. So they're saying, yeah, we limit you to some basic ones. And so having all these is, I mean, they're labeled and they're set up, but there is a lot of setup, so it's gonna be repetitive. The best thing is to get it all laid out, like, so you can go through each section and not have to double your workflow, like one long workflow per thing, and then you keep that going until you're like step 2, and do all that, and then you're like step 3. But if you're like step 1, 2, 3, and then you have to go back and be like step 1, 2, 3 again, and make sure you don't like, oops. So far we're at 10 things. We want to see, like, can FL hold the whole orchestra in this manner? I'm not even gonna hook them up to Patcher yet. I'm just loading them up, having one per thing, and we will have a test arrangement. You know, you can do different arrangements here. So, like, I'm just gonna make a test arrangement that just like goes low note, high note, next. Volume high, volume low, So, you know, next, da, 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 da. And for each thing, maybe drag this onto here and stuff. Maybe, like, if I do it all in one pattern and then split by name, I'll get patterns, blank them somehow. I don't know how to keep them if they don't have anything in them. So I'll just start them out with the low note, high note. All that ready to go. So the tone space, I mean, whoa, you know, the thing is you're adding an extra layer of complexity. It's a lot of MIDI, and MIDI has, well, you have as many ports as you really can imagine. Like, you have you have 255 or 256 ports, or maybe more. I know that at least those, and so if we have, let's have a patcher, and this will be hooked up to the violin one section. Patcher. Okay. So when you right click on this 2FL Studio part in Patcher, under events, you have 0 through 255 port. So we're just going to do port 0 and say if violin 1L on its little gear tab thing over here, the, what's this called? VST wrapper settings. It's going to have an input port of 0. Just roll the, come on. Okay. And so each patcher would correspond to one. If you just did it like that, you can have one do all, like one patcher could go theoretically to all of them and just be called like the whole orchestra at once for like input, sort of like hooking a layer up, but with the ability to have use VFX color mapper. So we'll hook this to this. We'll try the first 4 here. Events 1, events 2, events 3. That's 4 things. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll get our first string section here. So I'm just going to call this patcher strings. Or should I just call it violin? Because if I just call it violin, I can stick all the tones. You know, each tone space is its own set of settings, and so if they were all linked to a same dashboard, you could control your tone space settings in mass. And that's one way to branch out here. So patcher, is it supposed to do the string section, or is it supposed to do a very specific part? Yeah, patcher. We're not gonna, I'm gonna know that if it's a patcher, it's doing something extra here. So it's just gonna be violin 1. So with 16 things, and I'm really got 2, 3. I don't really have, I'm not trying to have pizzicato and spiccato so much as I am having so these will be a group of their own. Right now we're in an unsorted group, but if I put a note in, let's see. Yep. No, wait. Go to the right place. Okay, so sound's going through. The violin's getting the MIDI. It's going like, if I have this going, watch this little wire. See? You see the little, it's got data. So I could have those little routings don't really add a lot of latency, but if I'm going to stick a plugin in here, I'm going to start adding latency, which may or may not work out until the rendering part. It might not play right if you just fill it up with tons and tons and tons of crap like I'm doing. But one thing at a time, this is massively parallel and it's not fully sorted out. So I don't even know yet. Here's tone space. Tone space by default comes with a bunch of crap set wrong. So the first thing I need to do is find out if I have what's the ideal way to So inside of Patcher, your MIDI output ports and input ports are like their own virtual little world. You know, it's this Patcher thing is saying where this goes. I'm gonna disconnect tone space. I'm gonna disconnect the first color channel. Put that part out of the VFX color mapper into tone spaces green, and send tone spaces green back there. But that is not yet hooked up enough. Let's check this out. See, we don't have an input output port sent to an input. So we won't hear any sound here. Forget. Those are detached, but that is not. So somehow the oboes come here. This is our patcher. No sound coming out. That's because tone space needs its the only thing that shows here is the VFX is the BST plugin wrapper. So there's no tabs up here on top when you're inside Patcher. You just click the gear and you're either here or here. And so I need to set this. But first I need to set like that. I can't depend on that being correct in my preset. So I'll see if I have a preset here like made one. I didn't make one. I guess I never made just a plain C major. Okay, so I should make a plain C major that works. What doesn't work is MIDI in. They have it set to MIDI track, and it needs to. That's like it's built in. You want it to be your host MIDI in, and your host is the MIDI out, not their built-in synth. So by default, it's just set up to have some sound come out. It's also playing, and you can click this stop button if having something blink bothers you. And C major is what it's set to, but it's still not quite set to respawn correctly. You have to say trigger, MIDI triggers note. And then I like to put fit most compact shape because that gets chords like I want. That turns off the chord choice and just picks a chord. And it tends to pick more jazzy chords if you say like play chord if root in key, and then you have a choice of exactly what chord here, and that is one way to modulate things. I sort of prefer that it does the fit most compact shape, and I might eventually. I think I'm gonna change my mind to eventually play chord if root in key or fully in key. I still haven't really learned how that goes. And this one gets me where I want to go. So that should be set up. It's got C major here, and but if it's set up, then we'll know by the preset. Let's see. Does the sound come out? No, not yet. Let's see. BST. Most compact shape. MIDI triggers note. Nothing fancy here. Didn't do anything here. Aha. So output port. Let's change it up to the 0 and let's see. Okay. But listen, we have a chord. And that's in C major. We can change all of that. We have voicing, etc. So, I mean, the sky's the limit. If you just kind of label, you don't necessarily want every single possibility in FL preset, but some usable selection that makes sense would be nice. At least major and minor, but I like the whole modes and keys, and I think it would probably take like 1,000 hours of work to make the full FLP template alone. But then it'd be like anybody could just sit down anytime and be like, I'm gonna write some classical music. I'm gonna make a score and just like click a few things like see, I just made my like leitmotif. There's the character, and then oh, the mom, and then the boys are out in the field. And, uh-oh, father's coming downstairs. I don't know. Well, so we would need some different instruments. For this one, let's just get the so the routine is going to be set the preset and then set the output port. Hope the output port just saves with the preset, but I'm still going to have to rename them afterwards. So let's just call this, oh, okay, wait, that's that. That's all this, VSD, MIDI triggers note, bitmost compact shape, and then presets. In order to do it, it doesn't look like, oh wait, is this a preset? Save preset as, and then the preset bank. Oh, these are preset banks, and then you got lots of presets or something. I don't know. Save preset as C major setup. Okay. Is it on my list? No. Does it load? Oh, it just saved it right in my projects folder, huh? That's not exactly what I wanted, but no, let's load it over here. Add a plugin, tonespace, disconnect. This one, it's not set up, and it's not got an output port, but we're gonna see does it show? Oh, I could have used the save preset as right here, and it would have put it in the right place, but I guess I ended up doing this. So the preset, go ahead and just do it. Does it work there? It doesn't rename it, but let's go check the, no, it doesn't save the output port. Okay. So I might make I might make a dummy tone space out here so that I can use this save preset as opposed to this, which is not even there. Weird. Okay, so that is it. Just use it. I just thought that was the different one. Let's try it. I don't want to confuse anybody. I'm going to delete the dummy and go back. So here's my patcher, test patcher. No, is that my real patcher? This is my real patcher here. Save, right click, save preset as. Defaults is a good name. I'm just going to use that. Yep. Okay. Right click on this guy. Defaults. Okay. So we've got the setups we want here. And there. Let's go check. Hey. Oh, let's see that again. Roll that output port footage. Let's try this one more time. Okay, add a plugin. Tonespace. Disconnect. Right click. Defaults. Okay, I got those and that. So that's just be aware, like there's a bajillion different ways to save a preset in FL. And the one you want should be matched to whether or not you want your output port stuff and your extra wrapper settings to be part of the preset, or just each plugin has its own little method for loading just its settings. And they're not going to reach out. Like there would be no way for the program to know what DAW it's being used in and how to deal with outer wrapper type stuff. It just takes care of its own business on this little preset menu here, but it keeps a little bit more on the one that, like, this menu moves. That menu might be confusing because normally it is right here. Save preset as is slightly different from where is it? Save channel state as. Right. Okay, so I can't load channel states as presets inside of Patcher that I know of. Like I don't see a channel state. You can load a plugin, but you're not loading a channel state in here. So my little dummy wasn't actually necessary. You can save what you need from inside Patcher. This is, well, they worked. And you see this blinking, it's because they all start out playing, and I guess I saved it playing. Thought I turned this one off. No, they just load up in play mode, which is really annoying. You have to click the stop button to make the blinking stop on all of them. Every time you load one. Okay, so we want to, we might just disconnect all this and just lay these out. 1, 2. Let's get another tonespace. Disconnect. I wish the FL didn't load them with their wires hooked up, but it does. Okay, so double checking. This one's good. Now this one needs it set up. Defaults. Okay. So if I wanted, I would have, I mean, you can hook a lot of things to one thing. So you can have multiple patchers, and they've each got a differentiation of some sort by color according to whatever you want. I'm going to do well, there's just going to be 4 things, and they're going to be voicings. So I just change a voicing, and I'll label according to what it says. So the root, this would be the root, and it's C major. But having that labeled might be annoying. I don't know. Be here. Do I want, like, how do you build this stuff? Like, it's so complex. It can be complex, but it's just so massively tedious. It's the kind of thing you have to take like multiple breaks, like for your brain to cool off. Until you've done it enough, I guess. Which I haven't. So I didn't check, but I was thinking it was saving the output port on all these, right? Yeah, good. So they should all have different, well, they're all going to sound the same right now, but if you want to see them all at once for like a big roundup, you can hold Alt while you click them. So that makes it go away. So alt, do, come here, do. So see the root, see the next one, first inversion, see the second inversion, see the third inversion. Oh, and we have a fourth inversion. And if we really wanted to go crazy with it, you got like 12 or 13 things, 14 things on the list. So, I don't know why it does that sometimes. Turns white. So here we are on color 1, island 1. It's going to be channel 1. We'll just do, let's put our C, the white notes. Quantize this. The normal velocity. That's back to the beginning. This one doesn't sound like much because the notes that it's doing are too low for the range, but that's okay. That's also. This one, as you can hear, it's just, the bottom is just starting to come in. So really with this chord, I need to start more like here. Copy it, Control and B, choose a different color, Alt C, and now let's listen to both of them. Oh, of course not. Those are all the wrong way to do it. Really, here, events to deactivate all of them. Shouldn't be. Let's just enable MIDI 0. The one we're using, and we'll send them all to the same thing, because that's silly. The way I had it was like for a different plan. Now, should be hearing something. I'll start right here. Okay, now listen to the first one. Did you hear? It's different. So let's do the next one. Second inversion. Oh wait, it's already set up. Control B. Next color. Alt C. And then just select what since I have that color and there's only these there, Shift C would just get me back selected. Control B, and then choose another color. Alt C. So let's hear it. Hopefully you can hear what's going on there. Well, voicings. I usually like that. Well, those are all the closed voicings. That's as tight as it can be. Open is a little bit more pleasant in my mind. I mean, it doesn't kind of woof and boom and kind of, the frequencies are too tight, but so we're going to start with that and not worry about it. think, what would the next step be if we were trying to... So this is all these, the controls, G patchers. Small patchers. So I got strings, patchers, and only one of the patchers hooked up so far. And I could directly, of course, go use the strings right here. Like, you're always free to do that. But this just adds the way to like have a chord and just keep it in a different spot. Like melody and chords different. Like, sort of separates like the accompaniment from the rest, you know, or just like if you're just trying to brainstorm the chords, then you just output the MIDI back into I've shown how to use a little like loop back for that. It's called loop MIDI, and yeah, you can set that up, send the MIDI out and then back and record it in FL if you want. But this is I don't think this records like that. Like, we could go, let's watch all, see if nothing's here. If I click play, if we say let's record notes, and see, they didn't record. We were playing on this, but and the notes were coming in, but it wasn't recording them because they're kind of coming in internally, not through the, not from the indoor. They're coming in like the side door, so they don't get recorded. But yeah, that's what the loopback utility is for. If you really want to like use this thing here to generate your chords, which are getting played through one of these, but actually record it into that pattern, you need to loop back. I'm thinking more like I just want like this for just like tinkering, like a template that you open it up and it's like, click in the C major spot, click in the D Locrian, F Phrygian, voicing 3, and like just have a couple things ready to label a little bit better. Like if they're all labeled just with, so this would be what's labeled, and I would have to of course update it to reflect what it ends up being. But for now, just tone space means it's not been set up, but it should be at least the MIDI ports and all these little tedious things here taken care of, and all of these guys do. So I've done violin 1 by the input port thing. It's got 0. Go back here and leave it alone. Violin 2. Here, the input 0. Done. Go back. Viola. The gear. Do. Done. Done. Cello. Do. Eventually I'll get the routine here. I'm almost done. Like this, then this, then roll the wheel once, and then click this, and then close. Piccolo. These guys need a different MIDI, don't they? Or wait, do all of them need it? Oh no, they're all going to use the same thing. I'm an idiot. But it needed to be done differently. What I just did was wrong. Just look. Let's separate the violins and the cellos. Control Shift L. Oh, well that didn't do anything. Huh. Alright, so there's another way to do that. Control Shift L. Over here, will. so I can see what goes on. Let's have the patcher going. Yep, I thought so. They're all going, except for the bass, because I never finished. Or did I? Oh, it's just not responding because it's too high. Yeah, go down then. So that was, yeah, okay, whoops. That's the violin. It's not supposed to go to all of them. Let's do... But you know... Yeah, that's the idea. Like, you just want the whole orchestra to play the dang chord, don't you? And then it just fits in the... They're not going to play notes out of the register. So what happens if I drag one of these down? This is where you use better chords. Like, let's change the... I'll just change it real quick. This is green, so I need patchers 1 here. And change the root voicing to something like, we'll say spread plus. Now we'll try spread plus plus. We'll try second inversion open. Or we'll try the, yeah, here's the second inversion closed. Open. Second inversion open 2. That's like spreading. Or well, I don't know. It's the second inversion open 3. Yeah. Back to where it was, just so I don't get lost. Just gonna leave that. So the way to get the instruments off is going to be go through each one and change the input to the next one up. So patcher, violin 1 will only go to violin 1, and there may be colors for the different types of pluck or string, but just do it by chords. No, I don't know. I still can't decide. There's other ways. I'd rather have all the settings controlled by one master setting, like a dashboard for that. But that means, whoa. Well, we'll get there. Let's just do the input properly. On this. So now I have a bunch of these guys. They're all going to what port? See, they're all on 0, but that's in here. I can easily, I believe, change this to 1. Put them all here. And I can just disable the input 0 if I don't want to look at it, but it's good to be able to look at it and see, like, visually. That'll let me know what's up. So these are violin, this is viola, or violin 2. I better save before like something crashes, so it's gonna be just, so copy. Let's roll up. Let's call this the violin range tone space test. C major violin tone space test. This pattern. Okay. And now violin 2. Roll up. Paste. Let's listen to the violin 2. all the notes, like I'm just listening for silences where something's not hooked up. That one's good. So let's check that they're all in the patchers group. Okay. So next, let's get viola on. What this pattern is violin to tone C major to oops. I meant clone and paste. So viola. And oh, how did that's right. Okay, violas will be 3. I mean 2. The third one is 2. Oh, and I like to make sure I put them back how they there. So viola, patcher, inputs. Oh, nice. Even labeling this, you get, no, wrong. If you're seeing that, that means you're on the wrong spot. Events number 2. Drag them all down 1. Like this. Doot. It would be 16 times if I had all 16 channels. So, whoa. I mean, the amount of complexity here is just through the roof. But yeah, that should work for violas. Let's test. Good. Next, cello. So clone the patcher. Well, it's backwards from last time, but anyway, okay. Events, turn on the right port. Put things to the right port. That's literally all we're doing 1,000 times. Go to find the cello. The thing, choose the right port. That will be the 4th one, which is number 3. And test by, did we label our thing? So this was the viol, this pattern was C major, viola, test. Well, I'm pretty sure that's still in my clipboard. Roll the wheel up, click here, Control V. And that's not viola number 2, that's cello. And so we should be good. Let's test. We're going to run out of the range eventually. Those just start sounding like single chords. Yeah, it's running out of the range. That's right around where it starts to run out. But so the tone test, I'm gonna just Control A, or with nothing selected, it's the same as nothing. You know, Control A is the same as nothing. So Control minus is down a whole octave, and it's Shift plus and minus to move just one note at a time. So down 1 octave, let's test. Figured I would turn the tempo way up to get through that part quicker. So basis on this. Make a new event, input visible, output visible. Hook them all up. Not that. This. There we go. Go to the bases. That would be the fifth thing is number 4. And this needs to be labeled. And we test. How low can you go? They sound bad in closed voicings especially, but skip it. Let's just leave it where we can tell. What's the high note? Those are basses? No, those are... Right, I'm still in cello. I'm on the cello thing because I didn't label it. Just finish the pattern up. Cello. And roll the wheel up and click here. Right, I didn't think that it would be working yet. Is that too high? Yeah. Control A, -1. That's gonna run out up here. See? No. 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 Maybe? No? No. There we go. That's as high as we can go. So we go one more. So for the basses, the tone spaces of the... And I don't even want to get confused, but never assume you're looking at the right one. There were a lot of things right there. So this is the violin patcher that's even visible. The bass patcher. This is this tone space. The voicings you might want to mess with. Like we'll try. Listen. How about just what's root -12? No. The 4th inversion up. Oh, okay. How about the 1st inversion open 2? Well, I mean, what do you want for your basses? Let's see. 2nd. How about 3rd? How about 4th? The 1st of the root, the close. Those are the ones that really sound bad. This would be one where you just say change your channel filter to like dyads maybe. And root. Maybe let's go back to root. Okay, the lesson learned here is that it might be a waste of a port to have bass be one of those. You're not going to want to chord your bass like you chord a string section, for example. Like you play the bass like a normal thing, like directly into here. But it's there, and I'm going to leave it for now. Wow, so if I decide to get rid of it, that means, uh-oh. I really should have thought about which ones I really wanted to use, but the idea is that you just delete the ones or don't switch to that group. They're there, but they're not taken up. I don't know. It's up to a lot of RAM, but I have RAM, so I figure why not use it? I want to see how much FL can take. Like it would be sweet to have this orchestral setup, wouldn't it? Like all laid out, like professional. I'm not a professional, but I mean, I guess they label stuff. I'm trying. So these would be labeled preferably by the voicing and the key that they're gonna give you, and all of those parameters would be set there if that was labeled. But then, if you want to like link the thing to the surface and like all those to something, I don't know. but you kind of have to do something. If you're inside patcher, you do need to link it to the outside to control it. Can't just automate the same as you do bare out here. So let's see here. Do we have all the things labeled? Let's pass and test. They don't necessarily sound good, but we'll call this the C major bass tone fail test. It failed the test because closed voicing chords on bass don't sound good without tons of distortion, right? Take a quick break. Let's have some and some pressure, maybe some sausage pattern, another first dot, like so go down, second dot, also go down, take the top off. Okay, so sorry about that. We don't need all that. Okay, so those are check. Next, onto the woodwinds, I guess. Or what do they call that? Woodwind? Piccolo is not made out of wood, is it? Because it could be. Piccolo. What are you, Piccolo? You're the. What's that? You're the sixth thing, so it's the seventh or the fifth. The sixth thing is number 5. Just do a big batch of these, like flute. The 7th thing is number 6. Oboe. The 8th thing is number 7. Clarinet. The 9th thing is number 8. Bassoon. The 10th thing is number 9. And you know, if I had just shifted all of these, like if I had just started one up and then shifted them down when they were once they were linked, it would have been each thing was on the. I would only have to look up at the track to know what port, you know what I'm saying? Like just keep let that do your thinking for you. That would be smart. But I didn't. Oh well. Let's try cloning this guy here. We're cloning all these. Yeah, the numbers, the ones that are numbered again will be. No, let's just do this. Clone once. Bass becomes piccolo. Why I have all these different things, but hey, you know, they're there. They're just ready to set up. It's not a. I don't think tonespace is a very heavy processing type plugin. Sorry. If it was a, you know, convolution reverb, that would not. We would not want to do this. Or something like that. Okay, so something that has to hold a lot of memory and do a lot of processing. Oh god, I'm looking at Piccolo, but Oh, okay. It was hiding. So then, what was this? My port, just for future reference. When you enable port 5, you might end up a little confused because that port 5 falls right under the 2 of 2FL Studio, and just, so yeah. Do, 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 yeah, do. Okay, they're all moved over to port 5. Piccolo should be going to Piccolo. Wait, did we do the bass labels? Okay, so copy, roll the wheel up in this little area. Click the right place. Control V. Test. Now, what's missing? Piccolo is, oh, that range. Dude, let's go up. Let's go up again. Where do they go? It's just not hooked up yet. It's fine. What's the problem? Piccolo. Oh, I was doing inputs instead of outputs. Oh, great. Roll that back to 0. Roll that back up here. 5. Did I do that to every single one? Yep. Okay. I'm an idiot. So, hey, next time I do this, I will remember to do my fancy thing. Mixer track numbers. 7, 8, 9. Piccolo test. That's not Piccolo. Thinks it is. Where's bass? Hello, bass. You're going out. Did I just do that to the bass by accident? No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the 5th thing. First one is 0. Oh, you just hold your mouse over this, and while it's highlighting it, you can look up and see. Whoa, yeah, cool. Just look right here to see what it is for the hint. So that's port 4. Let's go check the basses. They've got port 4 here. Let's go check the piccolo. They've got port 5 here. Piccolo. Sure sounds a lot like a bass. Oh, I bet I just... Oh, I know what it is. I didn't actually make piccolo not be bass. They say bass is right here because I cloned bass, 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 bass. Ah, okay, so piccolo. I really thought you were set. So piccolo, flute. So the ports should be right. That was... Wait, flute is set to bassoons. Flute. Oboe is set to basses. Clarinet is clarinet. Bassoon. All right. So let's test piccolo in the right range. Okay. Yeah, I know there's a couple cut off here in the bottom. Okay. Piccolo. Let's clone you. Let's label this the C major piccolo tone test. Let's label this I'll roll the wheel up and paste. This one is, what's next? What's next? What's next? Flutes. Dispatcher needs to go to these flutes. And I think it might already. No, wait. It's set to bassoons. That's one problem. Let's get it set on flutes. Wait. No, I was selecting the wrong thing and I set it back. So it needs to go back to bassoons because that. Just need to get out my face so I'm not confused. If you want to close everything, you can press F12 and then reopen the stuff that you lose. Like F12 would close all but F6. So just F6 to get this back. Now I'm missing F5 for this and F9 for that. Back. So I just, like when you have too many plugins, you just press F12. So piccolo, the flute. The flutes are flutes, good, and the port is this, and so flute is just in the wrong range, probably. So the difference between piccolo and yada yada yada. Let's see, did we make it all the way through? Okay, did. So clicking the pattern, F2. Check. Now I need the oboe. Name it oboe. So this is 5. We need to enable 6. Wait. How can that be? 0, 1. Right. You start on 0. I was like confused for a second. So in the event number 6, drag down. And the oboe here. I think I just set it. Inputs 7. Did I get confused? 87 oboe. Am I messing with oboe or? Right. We also need to roll the wheel up. Got the flute tone test here. So look here. No oboe yet because we are down in that range. Okay. How high does the oboe go? So this looks like the oboe test is good. I'm not gonna play the thing. Oops. C. I'm not gonna start capitalizing C now. C major. Oboe. Test. So I need to clone this guy. Need to copy this. Scroll the wheel up. Put this here. clarinet. And I assume the notes will be in the wrong spot, but let's go get clarinet hooked up or check where it's okay. We're looking for port 8. How did we skip 7? Was oboe L7? How did oboe go from, get back up here. It says port 6 here. Where are we? We're on the oboe. Yeah, let's go back to the oboe test. Oboe is playing. It says flutes are playing. What is out of order here? Those aren't oboes. Oboeing. Okay, so let's go back to violin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I even hold it and it says, oh, right. God dang it, we're 0 indexed. But how is this? Bass L, port 4. Bass patcher, mouse over. It says port 4. Okay, I'm not so right, I guess. Clarinet, if it says, oh, look, I hold my mouse over, I see port 4, that is the 5th thing. Basses are the 5th thing. Basses are the 5th thing here. I see port 4, right. Now, let's go to some other thing like oboes, who are the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th thing, therefore port 7. I'm an idiot. Okay, it's port 7. Go to the oboes, hold the mouse over. It says port 6. That's why they're going to the wrong thing. I never did this, I guess. Port 6. Oh, it's over here now. Look. I know that this thing breaks at 8. So this thing breaks at 8, but its first thing is in audio. So its 7th is over here. It's probably been over here. Or I will find it. Actually, is this the right way? Is this, no? Okay. There we go. We almost passed the oboe test. How did I think I was passing the oboe test before? Like I just totally tricked myself. So the oboe. And hit save. Okay. So the oboe is not the oboe. It says oboe. And that would be the oboe tone test complete. Actually, well, let's go over to pattern 9. Clarinet. We need to do our clarinet test. We're hearing, we're back on flutes. So we need to, I'm going to, just for the sake of visual completeness, enable 7, not use it. Enable 8, which shows up down here in the next thing. See, toot toot. So, got a little out of step for a minute, but that's why you say everything out loud and make sure it makes sense to say and see what you see at the same time. You'll see the things that. Oh, I love clarinet. Okay. It sounds like, well, it sounds like I should have just listened to it. Clarinet, clarinet, clarinet. Okay, well, that was fun. So we passed our C major. One more. Bassoon. One more woodwind, I should say. This is bassoon. Copy. Roll the wheel up. Paste. Enable events. The 9th thing. Port 9 is the 10th thing. This is the 10th thing. Port 9 is what we want. Just how low can you go here? Huh? Can I go a whole octave down? Okay. Well, so these are all like, this arrangement is just some tone tests here, but I should label it. C major. Soon. Fast. And save this. So we're getting somewhere. Now let's check these groups. Patchers are patchers. They're all there. Strings. Woodwinds. Patchers. So this would be like you want your chords. I could have called it chords or something like. But yeah. Okay. So the ambitious part was to do like horns and staccato, everything, and then label. So if I start back at the beginning and be like, touch the right click, rename, call this whatever the settings are over here. So like, if you were to use this as an actual template, you would start up and think, okay, I'm going to write a song in E major, and then you'd go to every single tone space and set that and then label it by like what you're voicing in your key. It like say, for example, E major, but so with all these set up, I want to see if I can make a master control that would just do the key for all of them. And I'll leave the voicings. Like, yeah, control the key with a master setting and then use the colors for voicings like I'm doing. Or what else was there? There's also mode. So yeah, key and mode, I mean. So if each one is its own little patcher, I don't think I can reach from one patcher to the next. I could only have, I could have a control surface here that showed the key of this particular section. So each violin section, the violin could be in one key and viola would be in another. Let me see if there's a way to have another patcher or a dashboard. It might even be it. There's patcher. There's dashboard. There's MIDI. Yeah. Is there anything else? Let's just do dashboard's real old school, but sometimes it works better. Patcher. Right, and then there's something over here on master called control surface, which is just a patcher that does not switch back and forth. So I'm going to do the mixer version on the master. Or Or no? Unless I label it. Yeah, it's fine. I don't do a lot on the master, so I was thinking, yeah. I want to call this the string section. Oops. And then this will be the woodwinds bus. And I'm going to send all of them to there. And send all of them to there. And I might as well just move this over here like that. Choose a green. Yeah, green's great. Here, choose something blue. It's blue. Blue enough. I want it darker here. Or rather, the woodwinds bassoon is too light. There. Clarinet, you're weird. You're just gonna be weird. A little bit lighter. Too much. I don't like that's too much. Okay, close enough, fine. So the woodwinds all go through there. Strings. Let's take this control surface off of the master. Let's click on strings, because if I was thinking about strings, I would be like, okay, there we go. Let's have control surface here. And then we'll make this the strings key. And right click it, say strings tone setup. Or voicing mode, scale, key, whatever. Let's call it just tone setup. So the strings tone setup, let's have a let's see. You can make buttons and hook them to specific numbers and just label each button. Or have a slider, knob, digits. Let's have keyboard. What? Oh my god. That's new. That is totally new. What are your properties here? Middle note, your port, your MIDI channel, your gutter. Holy shit. This is insane. Oh, okay, so let's see. If I click the, if I'm on C5, and this is a little bit too much. It's like the exact thing I need. But I was gonna use the keyboard controller. I thought, or really, I was just gonna make it control, like a regular control. And then use the keyboard controller to control that. But this is the keyboard controller right here. So I don't need to worry about that, do I? I just need. Oh god. I just realized. So this one here, go to the map. What we're talking about is, so we have one, what do we have on the surface? Nothing? Why is there not, there is an input, what is this? It's a MIDI output. No. Go to the surface. Add a Let's try a button. A blue pad. Oh god, that's ugly. What color pad? Well, it's still ugly, but I could change the font, I guess, but let's try. What's like a normal pad? It's not real. Light and sober. You know what? We're just gonna stick with that one. Okay, they're all about the same. And so if I put it up here and click that, it's still not really usable. Come on down. Why did I do that? Come out of the way. There we go. Okay. So button 1 would be C major. Just have to make one more button. Can we duplicate? Yeah. Okay. They don't snap to each other that I know of. Auto arrange. Wait a minute. No. What did it do over here? Oh, it just moved shit around for me. Well, that's nice. Try it again. Watch. Dude. But it put them all over the place. Like, this one's supposed to be here. This one's supposed to be here. This one, I'm fine with it up here. Back, I prefer it. Okay, so button 1, button 2. So major and minor or something? I don't know. So tonespace. Put events parameters. Key. Key's not supposed to be a button. It's supposed to be that keyboard thing. Keyboard default looks fine. And I only want 1 octave, so how do I say size? Style. Properties. What is the extra small? That's too much. Style. Does large? No. Although that's only what happened. Like, that's not even. Is it? It's not showing up. Right. Style. Medium. So we go C. Up to here. I don't need the rest. When it changes, great. I want it like that. 1 octave. And then it's like, what's this? Click it. Raise the middle note. Who cares? The port. Who cares? Channel. Who cares? The gutter size. What is that? I don't know. Major, minor, and a key. We don't need this tone set up here. It's not how I'm doing it. Gosh. This to this. Parameters. Key. Parameters. Key. Parameters. Key. Parameters. Key. Get rid of those. I don't want buttons yet. Just this. Okay, right click. How do you activate it? No, don't do that. Okay. So that's not what I want. It's kind of on the right spot first. Okay, so a button. What did we decide? Sober light? Sure. So I want 2 of them. At least. Well, 12 would be good, but so we're gonna go here. Activate. Activate. Here's our tone test. See if we can change the key from like left C and then C sharp or something. These 2 buttons, and if I can find a way that does it, then I'll go for the rest. But this button, what do I have to? Okay, 1. They're all going to go to the same thing everywhere. So these, we'll just do it on 1 first. We get tone space. We find this. Let's use a dummy. I don't want to do it over here. So this one's outside. I can just change this and change it back. On here, tone space key, copy the value. Let's go back to our, this is the patcher's surface button for editing, I think. No. Oh, the default value can't go when. What is that? Did you see that? It's going between C and B. Like it is kind of hooked up, but it's just when it's down and when it's up. It's down, it goes there. And this one's, whoa. Okay, that's, yeah, that's kind. Let's see. Set versus type in. So maybe I need set, or maybe I need to deactivate. Yes. Paste the value 0%. So on this, here's my dummy. Choose the next one up. C sharp. Right here, right click, copy the value. As you can see, it's a different value if we were to paste it 6%. Or some particular decimal number. Like if you want to see it, click type in and you see that's the, we do 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 6, 9, 4, 7, 6, blah, blah, blah. So copied that. Right here, I'm going to see if I can set that to, hey, paste. No, paste. There. That's what I want. So go back to activate and wait a minute, that was active when I did it. So it's cool. Let's try it. Is this, no, that's supposed to be C. And oh, okay, deactivate. Yes, deactivate. Yes. Deactivate. Yes. turn this stuff on. This stuff on, right click. Okay. Properties, stay down. Maybe that's what I don't want. Just properties stay down. Okay, so enable that and this, and then hey, yeah, okay. Activate and activate. Now does this do C and C sharp? Do click C, but actually while it's down it goes to B. And then no, they're both go to the same number. But it goes back when it's done. I guess that's something. Edit events, type in value. So this, did I not reactivate them? Yeah, it doesn't really give you a place to say the set default is grayed out. And when I right click here, it's gone. I paste. C. And B is the top number. So when it's down, it's sending like a 1 and it's going all the way to the top. So that's why these are not the right. I guess buttons aren't the right thing, huh? I really thought they would work. Okay. Buttons. Delete. We may come back and make buttons again. How do I? See, the knob you have to do with the freaking. I don't want to do knob. That's not how I want to do it. I want a label on the thing that I press, it stays, and the right value comes out. You know it can be done. It just has to be. Like you got your values you can do here on your properties. But you can't really label a specific position on a knob. Man, I don't want to give up on this. Delete. Let's add a button or pad. What are these? Let's have a just a blue pad. Click properties. So maybe I do want to stay down. I want here. I want. It thinks it's activated. I didn't have to tell it to activate. I want 0. Make sure C, whatever C is. Go to C. Copy. Or if I type in, we can see it. 0. So paste. If I click it, it should just stay on C, right? Well, nothing's hooked up. It's this. Well, what are these inputs? What is this? Something called 2. Yeah, outputs. Control event. Lord, what's going on? Just hook this to this and see if it works. Okay. Well, when it's off, when it's on, it goes to B, as in it sends the high value. When it's off, it goes C. That's not what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to stay on C. If it's sending C. Suppose I should take a break and think about it, or experiment until I find something. But I need a sip of. Okay, just gonna have to pause for a minute. to map the button to this. The button is active. Events. It's I can't tell what's on and off with that style of button. It's a little more visible. What else we got? Got a brown cushion. Not very. It's a cut pad. Well, it's visible, but it's just not intuitive looking. What's an arrow? It's not very visible. Lighter and sober. Yeah, let's go with that. When it's down, it goes to B. Wrong. Come on, button. I thought you could send different values. That's more of a mapping thing, I guess. Not just a one-to-one link. Is there some way to right-click it and say... No. Okay. Set. Set. No. See, what we want is this. When we press it, it goes... Still wrong. Set. And it's back on 100. Okay. Is there not a way? Set default value is not grayed out. What happened? What's the default value? Oh, I set it and then it's not. It's on the default value right now. So go activate it, set it, put it on 0. Deactivate it, right click, set the default value. Now activate. Click it. No. When it's down, it still goes to B. This is bullshit. Okay. Let's clone it. We want one that goes to the top. One goes to the bottom. I would even settle for that. Okay. You don't have a default value. Wait, do I change that here and then say that's the... Okay, let's try that. Put it on C. Say. Set default value. And then this, I'm going to change it to C sharp. Set default value is grayed out. What do I have to do? It's not active. No? Oop. Can't we have radio buttons? What did I just do? Oops. C is... Oh, that's not hooked up to anything. Yeah, this would need to be more advanced in the mappings. I will have to give up on buttons, delete them again. So we want what are bevel? Oh, I don't want that. How about lighter and sober? No, not buttons. we have to do not button. How about digits? How much digits do you have? Ten. Oh no. What's the width? Just not enough digits. Come on, give me some more digits. 12. Wait, 0 to 11? So C to B. Maybe. Let's try it. Yep. Okay, so that works. Then what are these? Like, where would you hook these up to anything? Are they just mappable things? And why are there two of them? Last tweaked is just going to show up as one, and then that's that. And then the one I actually have is that, which is the same. So there's two of them, I guess. So let's say I was over here with now with the control surface over here. If I add a button, and another one. Well, okay. And let's have another one. No, wait. Okay, stay down. Can they be part of a group? Do we have radio button? Check. Wait. Keyboard. Slider. Right. Okay, so we'll activate. Link to. Wait, wrong. This here. Link to that. But be active. Link to surface button 6. And it says remove conflicts now, but the next time it will not. Link to controller again. Let's choose. Wait. Yeah. New link. I think. Button 7. Accept. Oh, they still do that stupid crap. So don't stay down. Don't stay down. Dude. This one sets 0, this one sets 11. This sets 0. Okay. Set 0. Set 100. You're down, it goes to B. When you're down, this should not also go to B. Man, come on. okay. Skip this for now. I tried. I thought maybe that would work. So this, what would I do there to make that just hook straight to the out so that I just skip with the in-between part? Or you just have to go to every single one, the surface, and do that. But I want them all to be controlled by one. Here. Right, okay. Let's make another, let's try that one more time. Roll surface, let's go back to violin. This straight over to here. Okay. So now if I make another surface for the violin 2, digits. Digits. No remove conflict. So let's get both of these. Yep. So there's that. Just keep going. Okay, you gotta do this. Event, okay, parameters, key. Parameters, key. Parameters, key. Parameters, key. So yeah, that's good. Let's go back here. Violin. How did I get ahead of myself? This one. This one. Here. Oh look, this one's been auto arranged, so now I have to do all of them. Let's do it. Let's see, auto arrange. Bang. It's gonna do that. Oh wow. Too bad. At least it got them. Hey. They're straight. Okay. Violin 1. Violin 2. Key. Can I just press 4? Yeah. Well, that did nothing. I thought it would. Come on. Key. I could name this key. Hold on. Surface. Where you? It's up to you. Assume your maximum value is correct. Let's see. Activate. Multi-controller. Key. Don't remove conflicts. Alright, one more. Service on the master. Cello. Inputs. Parameters. Key. Inputs. Parameters. Key. Inputs. Parameter. Key. Inputs. Parameter. Key. Alright. Make a digits. Enable. Activate. Control. Key. Alright. Check. Base. We really don't even care about this one, but do it anyway. Audio. Wait. Key. Inputs, parameters. Inputs, parameters. Key. Okay. Surface. Digits. Key. Oh. Okay. Check. It's still not hooked up to this. So base. We still need to go back to the map. Let's see. Here. 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 I really don't remember doing that to cello. See, these all need to be labeled with what they are, so when I'm looking at them, I don't have to wonder. But, so next, base, theoretically hooked up. Yep. So that's all the woodwinds keys. Now for the piccolo. Inputs. Key. Inputs. Key. Inputs. Key. Inputs. Key. Alright. Let's make it digits. Over there. Values, see that? Activate. Link to controller. Choose the controller. Accept. Go back to the service. The map. Look it up. Auto arrange. I should go do that. See, this one gets screwy. This way. Arrange that bitch. No. This one goes here. This one goes here. Arrange. You did it, okay. Arrange. So what's wrong with you? You do it right. No. Come on. Like this. You're good. You're good. Alright. So I'll just alt click a couple of these to make sure. Yep, they all change together. Super 2 Piccolo, we did. Let's click one of these alts. Yep, good. Flute. I'll do this part first. I mean, digits. Activate. And link. And key. And okay. Tag. Okay. Back to the map. Put parameters. Key. See if auto arrange does anything. Good. Alright. So we'll just test. Yep. Oboe. Digits. Alright. Let's just test one of these. Yep. Oboe. Clarinet. Digits. Default. Forgot. Switch over. Activate. Controller. Key. Accept. Back. Oops. Back. Key. Key. Parameters. Key. Parameters. Key. Last bassoon. Last woodwind. What am I doing? Over here. Digits. Oh, that didn't do anything. Well, it appears that all 40 tone space are set up. Hey, thanks, Cortana. So I'm gonna hit save and say, well, I made it at least through. Okay, delete my dummy. At least made it through this part. So these patchers, green. No, all of them. And these were blue. Okay, so if I was feeling super ambitious and someone was paying me, I would make the full version where all the colors. But look, that's like 12 more 12 more voicings here. And probably I would go ahead and do the key. I'm gonna take a break and I'm gonna keep going. But there will be a little bit of a pause while you listen to me look out my window. Well, you don't have to listen to me. That's what you'll be listening to if you stay around. I wouldn't blame you if you wanted to tune out. I obviously tuned out. Or yeah, well. Yeah, I'll start the next one fresh. Save it. Pause.